welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our core data tutorial series. And in this particular tutorial I want to take a moment to fix an error that I made previously in our UIKit/AppKit based code here, and that is we made the mistake of having separate data controller instances in different places of our app, but instead we should have one central instance in one place and then reference that instance everywhere we need it. That way we don't deal with the issues that come along with that. Okay, and let's kind of talk about why that's an issue. Well, so having separate data controller instances in various other places in your application rather than having one central data controller instance, that can cause different instances of your core data entities that you create in your code to be associated with a different managed object context object, even if you're not using a background context or something like that. And that can cause issues when you're trying to update your entity attributes in code, trying to delete and save stuff and all that sort of stuff. So we really do, before we move on to creating new objects in core data and learning how we do that, we really do need to address this problem. All right, so I'm gonna move my phone over to the away from the desk. Okay, so let's go ahead, and first what I want you to do is I want you to open up your app delegate file. So let's go into Xcode and open up our app delegate, which I have opened up here. And what I want you to do is at the top of our app delegate file, I want you to create a data controller constant. So we'll say let data controller equals data controller, like that. And so now we have a singular instance elsewhere, in a central location. Now you might be wondering, well, if we're going to use a single instance anyway of data controller, why didn't we make data controller a singleton? Well, the main reason for that, why we didn't do it that way, is because if it were a singleton, it would make it much harder to test, and I want to teach you core data in a way that you will be able to write testable core data code in effectively, pretty much. So let's go ahead and reference this data controller object in all the necessary places. So first, because this is going to apply to both AppKit and UIKit, let's go to our scene delegate file. This is a iOS specific file. And at the top, instead of let data controller equals data controller, we will say UI application dot shared dot delegate as app delegate. And I'm going to change that question mark to an exclamation point because I know it's going to be an app delegate here. It's fine. Dot data controller, like that. Now, you could separate this particular bit off into a constant in a constants file, for example. So you can just say something like constants.appdelegate.dataController to make it shorter. But I'm going to keep it this way so you can have a better understanding of what it is that we're doing here. All right. Now, any other place that you're using your data controller or will use your data controller and you have a separate instance created, go ahead and change that. So I'm going to make sure that in our view controller, okay, so we don't have a data controller instance in here, but we are going to create one. So we'll say var, or not var, let data controller equals UI application dot shared dot delegate as app delegate dot data controller. There we go. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys, on how we can fix the error that I made previously, so we can avoid future issues when dealing with core data. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.